think one last question before we end it up, and I think the most serious question of today, and it will be, what's your favorite Power Ranger and why?
Andros is badass.
Yeah.
Andros is so badass.
See,
He's just cool.
Well, I didn't hear the White Power Ranger, so I'm assuming you meant White Power Ranger when you said that?
I mean, I could see where you'd think that, but Andros is badass. And he's got like a tragic backstory. His sister got kidnapped. That shit's cool. And then there's like a twist with that I won't even spoil. But, I mean, White Power Ranger, Tommy's up there. Tommy's certainly like top 2.
Ultimate redemption story, my man. Ultimate redemption story.
Ultimate redemption story, indeed. Clearly one of the most highly regarded Power Rangers. But I really like Andros. Andros is cool.
Okay. All right. Okay. Nah, I can't accept anything but Tommy White.
Okay.
To be honest, I was expecting when the tiki torches were going, I was expecting at least one guy going around wearing a White Power Ranger costume. Yelling out White Power Ranger, White Power Ranger. I was really hoping for that.
I see.
I was honestly hoping for that, because that would have truly taken the legs out of that.
I see.
But
sticking with Andros, man.
Andros, make me vomit. But
he's a good character. It's a good season of the show.
Well, a good season of the show is a very arbitrary statement to make. Because,
what does that mean?
Well, is there truly a good season of Power Rangers?
Yeah, I mean, In Space has its iffy moments. It's kind of like they're in a school this episode, but it's like, I know that the next one, Lost Galaxy, is supposed to be really, really good. I haven't really watched that all the way through. And there's a good point in that era of the show where it just somehow gets just far enough away from being hokey,
Yeah.
to be unironically enjoyable.
That's very true.
But no, you're totally right. It's hard to be like, to get your friends around and be like, we're gonna watch this children's television program, and you're gonna be embarrassed for me.
That's true. See, my personally favorite moment from Power Rangers was, did you ever see the 1990 something Power Ranger movie?
Not canon, my friends. Not canon at all.
Is that not canon? Yeah.
Oh no, it's not canon.
But Ivan Ooze.
I think it's a retelling of a certain number of episodes from the show.
Really? Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, I feel kind of cut.
Yeah.
I guess it's because they replaced two of the actors in it, because the Asian actor...
Oh, no, well, they'd already been replaced in the show. So they made that show alongside... They made that movie alongside one of the seasons of the show.
Yeah.
And there's actually an episode of the show called, I think, something Green. And it's an episode where Rita makes an evil clone of Tommy, and there's like a fight between the White and Green Ranger, who are both Tommy. And people really loved that episode, and it was only made because they needed an extra episode while they were making the movie, and that was what they could come up with because they only needed one guy.
That's good. That's great. But
people.
Well,
the
best
the movie.
The best Power Rangers moment I think I've ever seen was in that movie, because this is the 1990s movies where you can't have your weapons use violence and whatnot, where they get all the Ivan Ooze goons together, they battle him underneath a shipping container. Tommy pulls out his sword, the saber or whatever it is. He throws the sword rounds up all the enemies, then the sword flies up to a container that's hanging above them with a chain. And instead of cutting the chain with the blade, the sword then flips around with red light with the tiger face, and then shoots the laser, which then cuts the chain that drops the container and killing all the bad guys.
Wow. That's certainly a way to get around just stabbing someone.
Yeah.
You see, my favorite moment from that movie is where they make the Megazord and it's very CGI and it doesn't look good.
No, it just makes me sad. Because, it's so disgusting. Oh.
And they fight Ivan Ooze. They fight the giant Ivan Ooze. And then they like, kick him in the crotch.
Yeah. He blows up.
So sad. There was this great Instagram account. There was this Instagram account that posted fan art of all the helmets from that movie.
Yeah.
It was the helmets of all the Power Rangers, but redone with their new powers. And up until I saw this fan art, I'd never realized that when they get their new powers,
that doesn't change the suit.
Yeah, it's still like my power's not Tyrannosaurus Rex anymore, but I still have a Tyrannosaurus Rex helmet. Yep. You know?
It was so great.
Really weird. The suits in that movie, I know that they didn't want to go with spandex, but they all look like action figures.
Oh yeah, they do. But they did spend money to get a second Red Ranger helmet, which was basically a was it Knight Rider kit sensor mode instead of just...
Oh yeah.
That was so stupid.